mislead. Okay? Make sure you wait till the mic comes to you. You all are on national television. All right?
Mislead.
Mislead. Okay? Let's take a look at the first passage, Psalm 120, line 2. And we want to be specific with these descriptions so that we can recognize again the form that lying can take. Let's look at the first passage, Psalm 120 and 2. Okay? Deliver my soul, O Lord, from what? Lying lips, and from a what? Deceitful tongue. Now, why would the psalmist make such a petition? Why? Why? Why would you not want to have the reputation as a liar? No one would trust you. What else? No one would listen to you. Okay. Okay. All of that. Okay. Because do we believe this is true? Okay. So all you and I have is true. And much of what we say and do, if not all that we say and do, we have to have a reputation as being truth tellers. Okay? We believe the Word of God is true. It is the truth, right?
Yes.
And so we should want to, at all times, whenever we speak, we should want to be known as individuals who are trustworthy. Okay? We want to be trustworthy. If we are not trustworthy, we have nothing to say. We have nothing to say. Okay? And so the psalmist here is saying a deceitful tongue. Okay? Who is the deceiver? Satan, right?
Yeah.
And so we do not want to be in that same type of group as being Satan-like in terms of our words, our expressions. Okay? So now let's look at this list. Why do some people practice deception? Okay? Here are several reasons. You can put them up, Mo. Number one, financial gain. Okay. Income tax time.
Uh-oh.
And you got to remember there are many what they call loopholes, but you got to be careful that we're not putting loopholes with the same category as truth. Loopholes. It's a little gray. You know? Black and white, it's kind of in between there. You can kind of play with it. It's okay to bend the law as long as you don't break it. Okay? And whenever that is the case, anyone who takes that type of position, they stand to benefit. Okay? Or if we have, and here's another time we have to be careful, if our CPAs are not Christians, they can devise ways and means for us to get over, because if we get over, guess what? They tend to,
Reap the benefit.
and if they can get us an extra $300 somewhere, y'all not going to talk to me this afternoon. Okay? So why do people practice deception? Number one, financial gain. Number two, social advantage. If I can carry the disposition that my life is all together, if I can fake it till I make it, if my family can have the presence that it's a power family. Social advantage. Or if I can get on social media and doctor up my face. Oh. Or put a picture out there that's 20 years old. Social advantage. Okay. Or if I can drive the type of automobile or have a certain zip code, although we're struggling, social advantage. Nobody needs to know that we behind in our bills. They don't need to know all that. They don't need to know that we're just one paycheck. They don't need to know all that. They don't need to know that we're wearing name brand, but we're behind in our bills. They don't need to know all that. It's social status. Deception. It's deception is what it is. And if we're not careful, you and I, okay, can major in deception. Okay. Ever since the fall, we've had difficulty with transparency. Total honesty, ever since the fall. Pretending to be who we are not. And even when it comes to, again, our words. Okay? One of the challenges of what I do for a living is that everything I say is recorded somewhere. You thought about that? Say like if somebody want to appoint me to a government position. You know they're going to backtrack. Well, if Trump want to use me, he's going to backtrack and say, well, what did he say? Does he make fun of me in sermons? Did he say anything outside the norm? It's going to backtrack, verbal. Okay? So deception here. So it's financial gain. Sometimes people practice for that. Social advantage, but here's another one. Conceal immoral acts. You ever seen a situation where a person condemns and judges a certain sin? But then sometimes long term, he or she is guilty of the very same. Conceals some immoral act or acts. It happens that way. Here's one that we just put in the broad category, obtain benefits. Just a broad category here. Okay? Deception. I mean, the benefits can be name recognition and just on and on and on. Wealth, on and on and on. Opportunities, on and on and on. Sit in the VIP section, on and on and on. Get nice tickets, on and on and on and on. Just on and on and on. It's deception. Okay? The statement of summation, and I want you to look at this passage in your devotional time, Genesis 27, where Jacob, what was his name translated? Jacob, what? That was later when he got it, when the Lord, kind of cleaned him up. But you got a trickster. He was a trickster. He was always up to something so that he would win and other people would lose. I mean, he did it with his brother Jacob and who? Esau. And Esau discovered what had happened. He put a contract out on him. Then it was Uncle Laban and on and on. That's what he majored. He was a master trickster until it caught up with him. Okay? So deception. So deception is a lack of faith in God to handle our situations. It's a lack of faith. Because if I don't trust God can handle it, then I'll handle it myself. I'll handle it the best way I know how. Okay? Whether it's finance, whether it's reputation, whether it's status, and on and on and on. Okay? Deception. That's a form of lying. Any questions about deception? Okay? All right. Here's the other one, half-truths. Half-truths. Do you swear to tell the... Okay? Okay, you skip one, the truth. Then comes what? The whole truth. And then what? Nothing but the truth. Okay. Half-truths. This is an example. I'm not saying anyone in this room has ever done this. Okay. So I'm late for work, all right? So what really had happened was I tried to get some extra time in bed, snoozing. Get another 15 minutes, okay? And I ended up rushing, right? Now, that's really why I'm late. But when I got up looking all over the place, I couldn't find my keys. Then the train caught me. But I don't admit that I slept in. I just say I lost my keys and the train caught me. Half true. Now, whoever tell half truths is the type of individual who does not want to admit, okay, that they're not doing the very best, with that example, of stewardship, time management. So it is in some way to make one look better than he or she really is. It is the refusal to accept total and full responsibility for something. So I'll just begin to think of some other things that perhaps happened, but ultimately, had I gotten up on time, where are my keys? Train, certain schedule, okay? And so we know if you get to work on time, you're late, right? Okay. We want to get there, what, 15, 30 minutes early. Sometimes even an hour early. Just kind of acclimate yourself. You at work, not at the house, right? Shift, get in position, get your mind right, and so on and so forth. All right, it takes that little time. Okay, so this is what half truths. Okay, half truths. Anybody know anyone who's ever told half truth? Who? Myself. Okay, Lord gonna bless you being honest. So this is another form of lying. You have deception, okay? We have half-truths, and then here's another one, exaggeration. Exaggeration. Okay. To exaggerate is to stretch the truth. Go ahead and put them up, Mo. It is to stretch the truth. It is to use emotionalism. There's nothing wrong with enthusiasm. There's nothing wrong with emotions. But sometimes one can become emotional and use emotionalism to get a point over or to become believable. But it also means to include absolute terms like everybody, nobody, and always. Okay? To exaggerate. Well, to exaggerate, saying, listen, Mom, I need you to send me some money because I'm absolutely broke. I don't have anything. Well, in actuality, I got some food, but I want to go out and eat. And I'm not totally broke because there's $50 in the account. But I just said I'm broke. Okay. Or I could go on, I ain't got no food. I'm even hungry right now when I'm talking to you. Stretching it. Exaggeration. Okay. Emotionalism. Okay. We sometimes see these commercials about pets, about dogs. And you ever seen how emotional? Okay. Now you got people sleeping outdoors. And some people equate pets and people as being the same. And I think we ought to care about both. But if I got to choose between a human being sleeping outdoors and a pet, I'm going to choose the human being. But individuals can use emotionalism. Okay. Emotionalism can be used in a variety of oral presentations, whether that's Bible study, whether it's Sunday morning preaching, whether or not that's a selection from the choir. And we can exaggerate. We can go on and on and on and on. Okay? There's nothing wrong with enthusiasm. There's nothing wrong with even emotions. But emotionalism, okay, is another matter. Okay, trying to woo an individual, not for their advantage, but for one's own personal gain. Exaggeration. Then when we use terms like, number one, everybody. Everybody say. That's an exaggeration. Do you know what everybody means? I mean, who knows what everybody is saying? Everybody say. I mean, everybody say. You should have changed the color of the carpet. Everybody? Everybody? Then what about nobody was there? You changed the time over there, nobody was there. Nobody? Nobody means what? No one. Okay. What's the other one? Always. Okay. Whenever you need some money, God will always give you some money. That's not true. He'll send somebody to feed you. He can, right? Sometimes he can give you money, right? Or sometimes he can send you back in the kitchen, look in the pantry, there was something hiding behind the box of oatmeal. Use that. So again, this stretching the truth. Lawyers are excellent at stretching the truth. Okay? So this is another form. Okay? So we have deception. Would you read Genesis 27? Jacob, master deceiver, half-truths, and then exaggerating. Okay? So that statement of summation there, why not just stick to what? To the facts. Stick to the facts. Okay? Here's the last one we'll talk about today. Flattering. Put up Mo Jude 1 and 16 for us. These are grumblers, complainers, walking according to their own what? And they what? Great what? Swelling words, flattering people to what? Another word for that gain advantage is favor. Okay. Guys, through your experience, what has some sisters used as pickup lines? They were just flattering words, trying to get your attention. Huh? Guys. You got to give them a time. Give them a chance now. Come on now.
Smell good.
Smell good. Okay. All right. Brothers? I need y'all to talk to us, not to each other. Come on, brothers, no flattering words towards you.
Good looking.
Okay. Tall, dark, and handsome. All right. Cool. How they used to roll up on you way long time ago? Any flattering words spoken to you?
Yeah, they look good. You're looking good for them.
Okay, you been looking good for them. Anybody else? Sisters, flattering lines. Flattering lines. This is specific now. That's a gesture, okay. Okay, finest thing I've ever. Give her that mic.
I didn't see no hands.
I want everybody to hear. These are flattering lines. Okay, go ahead, Jones.
You the finest thing I done ever seen.
Okay. All right. Other flattering words. Flattering lines. I've never seen anyone wear a hat like you. Heaven must be missing an angel. Got some fries to go with that shake. That's my deaconess right there said that. I need you to edit that out, okay? Flattering words, right? Okay. Now, what's the goal of using flattery words? Flattering words. Okay. What is the ultimate goal? To get your way.
To influence them.
To influence, to get your way. Okay?
Sometimes just to perk them up.
Perk them up. Okay. Perk them up. Okay. But what you're saying, you don't want it to be unbelievable. So that's the catcher. Finest person ever seen. Some of the other things we've said. We just got to be careful that it is something that the person can live up to. If we won't say it to everybody, we won't want to say it to anyone. Okay. And we know whether or not we're using flattery language. Okay. We know whether or not it is such. So pick up lines, that's an example. Then number two, to gain favor. Okay. Sometimes even when we talk to God, we can use flattery words. Right? You can use flattery words. Or speaking, kids speaking to their parents. If you get me this, I'm going to make straight A's for the rest of my life. Okay. And then this other line that we could use to fit in this category, insincere compliments. Okay. Insincere compliments. Again, we've heard so much about depression of late, and so much comes from that. It can be the source of that. Sometimes it can be feeling unappreciated. It can be low self-esteem, and on and on and on. And if a Jacob comes along, a Jacob can take advantage of people when they are down, when they are vulnerable. and they can use the right types of words or expressions for personal gain. And so here we just want to be careful with the words we speak and even the type of people we deal with and how we deal with them. Now look at Job 32, 21 and 22. Look there briefly. Let me not, I pray, show what? Partiality to anyone. Nor let me what? It's not good. Okay. You and I don't need help with getting favor from anyone. Think about that. Favor is someone, it's kind of like trying to get in a certain group. And you're trying to break your way in. You're trying to force your way in. Okay? When there are some circles, you have to be brought in. Okay? When it comes to God, God shows favor. Okay? Did it with Daniel, did it with Esther, and on and on. He showed favor. And he has showed favor with us from time to time. And so here Job is saying here, okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to use this type of language on anyone. Okay? So this is the first tongue. It's the lying tongue. Okay? And again, there are forms of it. That is to deceive, speak half-truths, exaggeration, as well as flattery. Now, have you ever heard it said, there's nothing wrong with telling a little white lie? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. So let's go with the opening verse that I had at the top of your handout. Let's read this, Proverbs 12 and 22. Put that up for us, Mo. We'll be done. Lying lips, let's read it together. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who deal truthfully are his delight. That's the affirmation. Okay? We want the words that we speak to be a delight in the ears of our God. Okay? All right. So we want to watch the words that we use. Any questions on either of these forms? Yes. Okay. Put that second summation up more. There we go. Right. I mean, why do they require that a person take that oath? Why is that? Why do they say place your hand on the Bible and raise the other one? Why is it they make us take an oath? My goodness.
Make them tell the truth.
Make them tell the truth. Okay? Why would an individual have to be made to tell the truth and not just naturally tell it? Okay, you got it. All right. Any questions on either of the forms? Any questions? Okay. Now, deceit, half-true, exaggeration, and flattery, they're all lies. A lie is a lie today. Right? Okay. So here we want to be sensitive. We want to become sensitized by the Holy Spirit as it relates to the proper use of the tongue. All right? Karen?
Just a couple reminders about funeral services that are coming up.
On Friday, Sister Diana Rocket, her sister Shirley R. Booker's funeral is at Evans Brown's at 11 o'clock. And then on next Tuesday, we won't be here. The funeral for Sister Barbara Tucker will be here at 11 o'clock. Visitation is at Evans Brown's from 6 to 8 on Monday.